Hey guys, Nautical Tank here again. Now, I wanted to give you my first impressions of Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. Now, I meant for this to be a day one video, but the only problem is, by the time I got, enough into the game, it was too late to do anything, and I wanted to make sure I had enough of an opinion to actually tell you what I think. So here we go. It's been about 5 years since Square Enix released the 2011 game Deus Ex: Human Revolution. Now, we have Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. And within the first 15 minutes of the game, that title becomes really clear. That's absolutely certain. Now, let's get into this really quick. One thing this game nails right off the bat is that you get an entire synopsis of Human Revolution, completely ridding the game of any barrier to entry, which is great for newcomers to the series and for returning players like myself, mainly because the storyline of Human Revolution is a deep rabbit hole, and it just kept getting deeper and deeper. So if you don't want Human Revolution spoiled, or you're still playing that game, I wouldn't recommend starting this game or following this review, as it spoils everything right off the bat. So anyway, we pick up right after the events of the first game. The conflict between the humans and the augmented population is now at a fever point. The world's erupting into conflict, humans are protesting, they're attacking the Augs, we've got new terrorist groups showing up, and shit has just hit the fan. The other thing is, Augs are also the enemy here, so it's not very clear who's our true enemy right now. But Square's not taking any precautions here. They're definitely giving us a rich story experience that we've come to know from them. Also, if I start rambling, this is an unedited video. I didn't want to make it sound really refined, so there might be some ahs and some freakins as I try to figure out what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I'm rambling already. So, as far as the gameplay goes, like what I'm showing you here, this is my first 15 minutes of the game. I wanted to keep it pretty simple as to not spoil too much, because you actually learn, or a lot of interesting things happen directly after this sequence. But anyway, so as far as gameplay is going, it blends tactical first-person shooting and RPGs really well. So all combat, as you can see, is handled in this first-person perspective, and then you have these cutscenes, which this was a big complaint for me from the first game. You have cutscenes for melee kills, and it really takes you out of the gameplay, which is kind of irritating. Cover system is here, which is great, and you get this third-person perspective, very similar to the Rainbow Six Vegas games, if any of you played those, which gives us a nice change from the typical first-person shooter. I definitely appreciate this quite a bit. But anyway, stealth is also a really big thing in this game. These games are hard, and if you don't use stealth to your advantage, you're going to get your ass kicked a lot. I mean, I've died multiple times by just trying to run and gun. It's kind of tricky. But the nice thing is, it allows you to take a different approach. Kind of like Uncharted did. You can basically do a non-lethal approach, but this game's truly non-lethal. You can just knock out your enemies. You don't have to kill anyone. Now, the RPG elements come in with this looting system, which it was there in the last game, but it feels better this time around. So you can pick up, items from enemies and other goodies that are hidden around the map. And they all get placed in this kind of cool inventory system that honestly is directly ripped from Resident Evil 4. It's the same fucking thing. It's hilarious. But I actually really like it. Now, this does add a bit of strategy to the game, which is really nice. So you can take or leave behind certain items. So do you want to grab another firearm, or do you want to just stock up on med packs and biogels to keep your health up and allow you to use your really awesome augmentation powers more often? So the game leaves that up to you, which is nice, because the freedom is really needed here. Another great thing that comes into play is there's actually a dialogue wheel. Pretty similar to Mass Effect, but instead of just being, the good choice, the bad choice, the neutral choice, it more pertains to your gameplay, and it actually tells you what your character is going to say. Kind of like Fallout 3 did that Fallout 4 ended up screwing up. You'll see if you do play the game, or if I do more videos on this, how that works out. Now, I'm going to give you another disclaimer here. The cutscenes in this game are long. The intro to this game, I want to say, clocked in about 25 or 30 minutes. It is Metal Gear levels of long. I mean, it sums up the whole first game, so I get it. But even the one that follows the gameplay that you're watching was at least 20 minutes long. So I'm not sure if this is going to continue for the whole game, or if just the first so many hours are going to be like this, but that could get old really fast. And there's certainly some choppy frame rates. which, I mean, I kind of expected. The last game didn't run perfectly, but, you know, I'll get through it. So yeah, Square's not taking a backseat to story, and they definitely didn't, you know, leave any expense for graphical intensity during cutscenes. But during gameplay, you're going to see some muddy textures here and there. But all in all, the new engine, everything looks pretty well done. Now, unless you're a fan of the Metal Gear Solid goose chase of a game, I would definitely consider avoiding this. Like I said before, these games are long and complicated, and, you know, the stories are going to be long. I have a feeling this game's going to easily run me 20-25 hours without a problem.
Say again.
But if you want a tactical first-person shooter with a heavy story, or something like Mass Effect but with more action, this is definitely a good way to go. Or, I mean, or if you're just a returning fan, yeah, definitely play this.
But I take mine with.
But that's all I've got for right now. I'm going to call these things my first shots. I'm, you know, revolving around shots here for my reviews and impressions. But this is my first shot. I did just upload my Uncharted 4 review, so go check that out if you want to. And I'm going to try and stick to like a Monday and Wednesday upload schedule if I can. I work weekends, so these are my days off, and it makes it easier for me to do this. But please, leave a like, leave a comment, tell me what you think. Tell me if you're going to play this game, or if you're farther than me, if things change. That's great too. But aside from that, I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one.